Increased federal law enforcement is now taking over D.C. Trump warned D.C. after the former Doge employee Big Balls was attacked in D.C. And so now you got to mess around and find out. D.C., they running y'all down. What you gonna do about it? Let's get to it. Ain't nothing to it but to do it.
Law enforcement involved in this appears to be gathering here at U.S. Park Police headquarters. They are going to be leading this, according to the White House. Now, as you said, we now know this will be a 7-day effort.
Your nickname is AB. Why your nickname AB, Aaliyah? What do you mean? I didn't give you that nickname. Did I give you that nickname? All right, Aaliyah.
On quote,
Aaliyah, did you DM me? Yeah, because I ain't checked my DMs, but I'm expecting to see your name in there. If you didn't DM me, you need to get on that, because when I check my DMs after the show, I'm going to be looking forward to seeing your name in there.
Traffic, tourist areas, and other hotspots. Now I'm going to put on my glasses to read you the next part of this. This is the list of the agencies involved. If we can bring that up on the screen: Metro Transit Police, Amtrak Police, United States Capitol Police, D.C. Police Department, Homeland Security, Federal Protective Services, Enforcement and Removal Operations, the DEA, the FBI, Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, United States Marshal Service, U.S. Attorney's Office, Department of the Interior, Pretrial Services Agency, and Court Services and Offender Supervision. Now, we also know tonight News 4 has learned an advisory has been sent out to D.C. area hospitals, alerting them to see a possible influx of patients starting at midnight as a result of law enforcement making a concerted effort to clear out homeless encampments.
I think, honestly, it's terrifying to think of federalization of D.C.
Advisory Neighborhood Commissioner Anton Daniels, who represents the Navy Yard area, acknowledges many in his neighborhood have been frustrated and alarmed by the events of this summer. Large groups of teens and kids even younger have caused disruption. Fireworks were thrown on busy public sidewalks. Some teens made their way into residential buildings. But Daniels says he worries about President Donald Trump's threats of a federal takeover. He wonders whether putting the National Guard, FBI, or any other federal law enforcement on the streets would clash with or erode D.C. law.
But I don't know.
Wait. So D.C. has been under siege. Did y'all see them running in the park? They've been terrorizing everything, breaking into buildings, running up and using fireworks, all kind of stuff. And you're worried about a greater police presence in D.C.? When did we become so backwards? When did we become so backwards to where, Chris, you got to get a profile photo, or otherwise I think that you jerk off in your socks. When did we become so backwards to where we believe that a greater police presence actually warrants a scarier situation? So if you got more transit police, the Detroit police is everywhere. They are everywhere. When you get on the people mover, they do regular checks. They go in, they have their pads. They go look around, they see they ride through. All right. Everybody seems to be good. They go, they get on the trains, they get on the queue line, they jump on there, they observe certain people that they know is probably trouble, or, people that just been riding it all day, homeless people staying up the back of that seat over there. Tap them on the leg. Hey. I seen you. What are you doing? Where you headed? Okay, you're going to have to get off at the next stop. I'm not arguing with you. You're going to have to get off at the next stop. They own everything. So when we see police presence, we think, more safety, better security. I feel safe around here. When police are on the corners, when they paying attention and they checking people and they looking around and they got their little rovers, I see the drones in the sky. I see that type of stuff in the sky. It makes me feel safer. Why is it that when black people or liberal white people, see police officers, all of a sudden they get a little bit more antsy about the idea of why would you be over here? What's going on? What's happening? Why is that a thing?
What that would mean for our city. I think the MPD, of course, they're not perfect, but they are doing the job that we're asking them to do. We're asking for efficient but also ethical policing, and I think that's what we're getting more of these days.
Policing?
This isn't a partisan issue. This is a public safety issue.
Can y'all tell me what ethical policing is? I want head busters out here in these streets. I want head busters in these streets. What do you mean? What is ethical policing? Can anybody describe to me what ethical policing is? I want some head busters. Here you go. I want them running around in groups. The Detroit DPD is different than Hollywood police. Hollywood police walk around scared. They walk around scared. They all act like they got coochies. Hollywood police, they group up in groups and they all walk. Police departments is different across the United States of America. I've witnessed them all. Hollywood police is different. They ride bikes. They stay grouped up. They have diversity, equity, and inclusion is usually about half and half, men and women. And the women, they big backs. Louisiana police, them some head busters down there, but they don't really bother nobody until you get out of line. They there to make sure that don't nobody kill themselves. Louisiana police, they sit like this. They got their hands in their vests. Have a nice day, ma'am. Have a nice day. You know the police that had a hand in their vest like this? They don't bother you either. You smoking trees, you good. You're a little tipsy, drunk, you falling out on them. They don't bother you. Shit like this. Louisiana police, the New Orleans police, they chilling. But they some head busters. Because if they got to start, because they ain't bothering you too much, but if they got to start getting out of line, you going to feel it. Start dragging you out like. They got to grab you. They're going to grab you with aggression. You know what you get. You know you messed up. You didn't get attacked for no reason. You got addressed. It's different. So police officers are different in different places. I don't know what ethical policing is. Either you did or you didn't, and you got to get addressed accordingly. It just is what it is.
Advisory Neighborhood Commissioner Kathy Henderson welcomes extra law enforcement in her neighborhood, which includes Benning Road Northeast. It has struggled with a resurgence in drug and violence problems in recent years. She says she supports the request that U.S. Attorney Jeanine Pirro made to the D.C. Council today. Pirro asks them to reconsider 3 laws dealing with young offenders: the Second Chance Amendment, the Incarceration Reduction Amendment, which is coupled with the Second Look Act, and the Youth Rehabilitation Act, in order to toughen penalties on people under 25 who commit violent crimes.
We have an individual that committed a murder when he was 16. Because of the legislation, he was given a sentencing reduction. So he was allowed early release. This person whom we wrote a community impact statement for, and we submitted it recently to the court, he committed another homicide.
What did you think he was going to do? You thought he was going to come out and be a good citizen? He killed somebody and y'all let him out of prison. What did you think that he was going to do? He killed somebody and y'all let him out because y'all super liberal. What did you think that he was going to do? So he took a life, and that's where I think that people should now start to be held accountable. Yo, you let out a monster. You let out a killer off of a letter that he wrote. You let out a killer off of a letter that he wrote, and you thought that he was going to come out and be a nice guy. No, that's a head buster now. He feel even more confident because he's like, oh, they didn't take me serious the first time. Most killers is serial killers. Most killers are serial killers. You just don't know how many people they done killed. Or you just got to them after the first murder and they didn't have the opportunity to kill more people. Most dudes that got switches, those are serial killers. Guys that walk around when you see them and they got switches and stuff like that, man, that's not a citizen. That's not a person that just killed one time. That's a person that did it, probably did it before, and is going to do it again. Most killers are serial killers. I'm telling you. So when you arrest these people and you put them in the jail, dog, if you let them out, they gonna kill again. And they don't have no remorse. And after they do it the first time, they're like, oh, that wasn't that bad. That wasn't that bad. It's not a big deal. They ain't tripping about that. They ain't tripping at all.
President Trump has threatened a federal takeover of the district several times. As you know, last weekend's assault on a former high-ranking DOJ staffer in an unarmed attempted carjacking has increased the force of those threats and contributed to tonight's actions. Now, a 15-year-old boy and 15-year-old girl were taken into police custody for the assault on the 19-year-old last weekend. But a third suspect is still being sought. Live in Southwest Washington, Jackie Benson, News 4. Back to you, Jim.
Jackie, so much new information. Just quickly to be clear, you mentioned that this extra law enforcement would be going to heavily tourist areas, if you will, also in high crime neighborhoods, too?
What we received, the information said high traffic tourist areas and other hot spots.
Okay.
And that is the full scope of the information we were given as to where they would be going. However, again, we have that alert from about the hospitals to expect an influx of patients possibly around midnight tonight, which is when this operation is expected to begin.
Trump already warned y'all and said that he was going to be taking over D.C. He said it. He said, listen, if y'all can't get y'all stuff together, if people is going to keep on getting offended, if people can't come and visit D.C. and visit the Capitol, then we going to have to go ahead and take over and we going to come in there. And so he's going to take over one way or the other. And if he's taking over in order to make sure that it's safe, then I don't have any problem with it. And the people that's in D.C. shouldn't have no problem with it. The only people that should have a problem with it is the criminals. So go ahead and gird up, get ready. Trump is coming to D.C. They not playing no games and they busting heads. And I'm all for it.